Now let's consider some focus tools that you can put in that mental toolbox. So when you do lose focus or you need to focus more, you can pull those tools out and they'll help you gain that ideal focus. First of all, have clear goals and process. This is especially important in training. If you don't know what you're doing out there, what you're working on, what your goals are for that day of training, there's no way you can focus effectively. So make sure you have a clear understanding of what you're working on, what you want to achieve, and then how to go about achieving it. Of course, if you don't have a clear idea of your goals and process, talk to your coaches, have them give you clarity on that. Identify and limit distractions. Now, I want to make a distinction between good distractions and bad distractions. There are some racers in the start area who don't like to be super focused as they get ready for their race run, because if they do, they'll start thinking too much and they'll start worrying and doubting and getting nervous. In that case, it's really good distractions to talk to your friends, listen to music, basically keep your mind off the race until just before you go. So again, those are good distractions, and you want to use those distractions to help you stay focused as well as you can for when you get in the starting gate. But then, of course, as I talked about earlier, there are bad distractions. And those are the external ones I talked about, such as other racers, coaches, officials, course reports, where you don't want to hear that stuff. That gets you off your game, out of your preparations. Or internal distractions, such as negativity, worry, doubt. Those are distractions that will prevent you from ultimately being focused when you get in the starting gate. And so you want to do things to get yourself out of your own head. Mental imagery, my Swiss Army knife of mental training, can be used in so many ways. I talked about using it with intensity. Here you can also use it with focus, and it involves closing your eyes and seeing and feeling yourself skiing the way you want. Two focus benefits here. First of all, if you're focused on doing imagery, you're not focused on distractions, either external, people around you, or internal, doubts and worries. Also, the simple act of doing imagery involves focusing. You're focusing on generating those images and feelings of skiing really fast. Breathing is another great tool that is great for intensity as well as for focus. Because if you're getting really distracted, again, either internally or externally, simply start taking long, slow, deep breaths. Direct your focus inward on the breathing, on how your body feels. It centers you. It comes very much from meditation or yoga, where breathing is used as a tool to what's called center yourself or get your focus back on yourself. So simply taking long, slow, deep breaths and focusing on that breathing is a great tool for bringing your focus in, blocking out distractions. Routines, which I'll talk about in a couple of weeks, is another great tool. If you have a routine that you go through before every training run, before every race run, what you're doing is, as you go through your routine, and a routine is made up of everything you need to do to be totally prepared for your race run or your training run, you're focusing on that. And so you're focusing on things that will enable you to be prepared to ski your fastest. And in doing so, you're not focused on all those distractions, whether internal or external. Messages on your equipment. This is something I actually learned and used long before I became a sports psychologist, back when I was a racer. There was two things that I lacked in my ski racing. I lacked confidence and I wasn't aggressive enough. And the reality is, let's say you're in the starter area getting ready for a race. It's difficult when you're in the moment, as you're so wrapped up in all your preparations, to be able to step back and say, okay, what do I need to focus on here? And so what I encourage you to do is write messages on your skis or your pole guards or on your gloves where you can see them. So in the heat of the moment when you're getting ready for the race and you don't necessarily think about maybe what you really should be focusing on, you look at your equipment and you see that it could be something like I said, like attack or charge, or it could be something like calm or breathe. What these messages on your equipment do is they remind you what you need to focus on. Hello, I'm Dr. Jim Taylor, and thanks for watching my Prime Ski Racing vlog segment. To learn more about my Prime Ski Racing online courses, please click on the image of the racer in the lower right of your screen. To watch other Prime Ski Racing segments, please click on the window in the upper right of your screen. Until next time, when you race, have fun and leave it all out there.